Oh yes, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News. It's your Wednesday hump edition of the news, a very exciting 17th of April edition because we now know we are getting 3 fantastic new champions into the game at the end of the month. Ronin, Ebony, and Cull, Obsidian. We're going to deep dive that in more in a minute, but first of all, let's get into these news stories. Our first story is that we are now seeing Thor. 5-star Thor, the classic 5-star Thor, is now in the game. Not in a case that you can get him through the basic crystals, and obviously we know you can get him in the 4, the 3, and the Prem, but the fact is now, and this is the sad part of it, there's a monetization aspect that obviously this is monetizing this situation based on the champion being put into the kind of feature Grandmaster crystals. So yeah, we now have a 5-star version in these crystals. So this will come back from time to time, like Black Widow, Electro, Abomination, etc, etc. A 5-star version is now available. Whether or not people will think that this will be a decent champion, and a lot of people are likening this to the pre-12.0 nerf and going, well, is it really necessary to have him as a 5-star when there are other ones that we'd like to see a little bit more of? And some players are even going like they would have loved to have seen a Stormbreaker version of Thor. I know I would definitely feel that that would be a decent thing. However though, I'm still a little bit annoyed that there was Thor Ragnarok put in. Nothing against the champion, but I do feel that we could have waited a little bit longer, considering we were just months away from receiving a Infinity War special, so we could have had something for that. In any case, what are your thoughts on this? Do you like the idea of a 5-star Thor? Do you not like the idea of a 5-star Thor? Have your say in the comment section below. Next up, and sticking with the characters that are coming into next month. Yes, we know, well, kind of the end of this month for Avengers Endgame. It doesn't really spoil a lot of the aspects of the film, especially because we all know that we're getting Ronin. For the last year, it's been the case. And obviously with recent trailers, we know that we're getting it. If, for whatever reason, we saw something like Valkyrie or we saw Rescue, it could add to some sort of spoilers to the film. Although there have been images released saying that Valkyrie survived as well as Pepper Potts survived the snap. So in some ways, Kabam wouldn't spoil what is actually being put out there for everybody to see from the Marvel Universe. So yeah, I'm a little bit happy, but a little bit disappointed not to see those 2 characters, and not because I want to feel that, I've got to be right all the time. No, it's just nice to see those 2 characters. I like the idea of them both being put in, but at the same time, I do understand that if she was in the rescue suit, that would spoil Avengers Endgame for a lot of people that maybe aren't aware of that kind of link. And also with Valkyrie, there could be something of an intermingled story, which for whatever reason Kabam can't spoil whatsoever. If anybody's interested in seeing the trailer, I will play this in a second, and at the same time, if you want to go over to a video I'm going to put out later on, which will deep dive some of the comic book abilities of Ebony, Ronin, as well as Cull, Obsidian. Hopefully it'll give you a little bit of an idea before Otriux does the data mining for the champion abilities, hopefully later this week. In other news, and it looks like Season 9 is being delayed a little bit further. So it's been a while since we found out any more information about Season 9 of Alliance Wars, but this is good and bad in some ways. It's good in some ways that you're able to use a lot of champions and a lot more other content, but at the same time it's bad because a lot of players really want to get into Alliance Wars seasons, and also off-season is a little bit of a grey area at the moment, as we know. The fact is, we will receive more information very shortly, and there'll be plenty of notice to the community, so do keep locked to Marvel Contest Champions News for more information. Make sure those post notifications are on and you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Next up, and the Act 6 Chapter 2 beta is in full swing. Now, I know that Kabam put qualified people. Yes, are these qualified people also trustworthy people? Because if you remember last time, it just came to the point that people were trying to give out spoilers to everybody. So that was great, isn't it? So I wonder if these qualified people are also trusted people as well. Obviously, we all hope as well there's not huge champion requirements like, well, you can only use 6 stars, because that would be annoying. And I know Kabam Mike did say that the way that the game was going down certainly close to that route, but not exactly like it. Especially considering maybe there was class requirements this time, similar to Variant, and it does seem to be a scheme of the way the game is going, especially if you look at stuff like variant where there's positive things on buffs and boosts for different champions that are XL size. Will there be something similar in Act 6 Chapter 2? Maybe something a little bit different, but we'll wait and see. If you've been following the Marvel Contest Champions news, you will know that there's been a lot of complaints about the fact that people haven't been receiving the Act 6 rewards, either for completion, 100%ing, also other rewards in different sections. There seems to be some sort of ray of light, and that has been fixed. Some people are still waiting to receive their rewards, but for others they have indeed received them. Kabam are working hard to try and get this resolved, and as well trying to look at the full extent of how much this has affected other players. It's just another little bug that's been added to a whole list of them, so it is annoying to see these, but Kabam are on the case. For a lot of players, they've had to wait nearly 4 days in order to receive these rewards, and at the same time be able to have access to the Cavalier status, which is really disappointing because you want to be able to get that decent stuff, those decent daily crystals, those decent hourly crystals. You just want that stuff and you're just not able to have access to it. So hopefully Kabam sort this out as soon as possible. And I don't know if there's any sort of, compensation they could give to those that maybe are days without getting those particular dailies and a better calendars. So yeah, it sucks, but hopefully Kabam are on the case shortly. Next up, it looks like Otriux is on the case with data mining. May 2019 champion is going to be Emma Frost. Also, it looks like that Otriux has been doing some more data mining. Good on you, my man. In particular, finding out that we're going to be getting some sort of special event, which is centered around making a last stand. As you know from Endgame, they're going to be making a last stand against Thanos, or Thanos. Swoody, swoody, Ant-Man is coming for that booty. Yeah, couldn't choose any other orifice but the booty, but anyway, whatever. The fact is, greater last stand crystals, greater last stand crystals, general last stand crystals. What are these going to be? Hopefully in the same kind of value as those that are greater gifting crystals. Gifting. We all miss gifting. Whatever the last stand event will be, could it be something similar to what we've seen with the type of recon initiatives where you only get to use specific characters or specific type of, or maybe you go up against certain types of Avengers or Black Order characters? This would be very exciting to see. We're still 1 week away. Can't believe it's a week away from getting the new event. And at the same time, we are 8 days away from the film. So this is going to be mega, really mega. And our final story is arena predictions time. Yes, we've got Carnage in as the 4-star basic. We've got Human Torch in as your main featured. The 4-star version, the Carnage. Now, I do feel that based on buffs, and this is the first time I think the champion's been put in since those buffs have taken hold, 2.2 mil will be enough. Now, I'm not going that he should be any more than 2.2 mil, considering that Symbiote Supreme only went for 2.65 mil when it came to round 1. So it could be a case that we're going to see a lower than that. It could even be a case that the champion goes close to about 2 mil. But I think 2.2 mil will be safe for that champion. By the way, all predictions at the bottom here. 5-star Human Torch, I'm going for 35 mil. And the reason I'm going for 35 mil is that I feel that he is not received as much hype, but still is a champion that players may want to play about with. Fantastic Four synergy in the future could be really powerful, could be really effective, but we'll see what happens then. Also, 4-star Human Torch, I'm going 9.5 mil. Not ridiculously high, but not ridiculously low. It could even be a case the champion goes for around about 8.5 when it comes to the results, but I'm going with 9.5 as a solid for that one. And for the first and probably only time, I'm doing a 3-star prediction of 1.2 mil. Usually I go for about 1.5 mil for any new champion that's been put in as a 3-star. But for the purpose of this, I would probably say that he's not received quite so much hype. So let's go with 1.2 mil to be safe, taking 300k off the normal amount you usually go for 3-star. So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news. And what I want to do first off is give a slight warning to people. In the next week, do be wary of things on YouTube and as well with things that are on Twitter and social media. When it comes close to Avengers Endgame being released, I will probably take social media silence and probably upload a load of videos but not log on to YouTube whatsoever. I may choose to live stream, but I may not choose to live stream. The problem is spoilers. For a lot of you that are Marvel fans, when Infinity War was released last time, every time that I went on YouTube, I found that people were using thumbnails of events that happened within Avengers Infinity War. And I think the same thing is going to happen within Endgame. if you want to protect yourself and you do like to go in and watch his favorite YouTubers, just create URL links and just click on them from the safety of, say, your own home. Yes, do watch out for recommended, because it will have stuff in the recommended that could feature them. So do be wary about that as well. So just a little bit of a forewarning from me to avoid spoilers. But in any case, if you enjoyed today's Marvel Contest Champions news, hit the like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest Champions based content, and as always, I shall catch you in the next one and tonight's stream. Goodbye for now.